It's just that most people don't realize that this is what the frick? Who did I just kill? Hello gamers, today I'm going to be showing you the most forgotten gun in every category in Phantom Forces. Make sure to like and subscribe. In the next 5 seconds, subscribe in this AK-47. You'll get a gold AK-47 for free. That's an AKM, my bad. But yeah, for the assault rifle category, we have the AK-103. The reason the AK-103 is so underrated is pretty simple. I think this would be made up for by the fact that it has bars barrel, but nobody's really talking about that. Even though bars barrel is still extremely cool, extremely niche, but also like super usable and super fun. And that reason is pretty simple. You got the AK-47, you're going to use that. Then you're going to go to the AK-74 and use that maybe. But then for the next 3 assault rifles, you have AKs, AK-74, AKM, AK-103, and then the Type 88 2 guns later. So basically you have 4 AK assault rifles in the course of 5 guns. The AK-103 is kind of left in the dust a little bit, which honestly doesn't make a ton of sense, especially considering that this has the bars barrel, and the bars barrel, like, if you haven't seen it before, you get 850 RPM and only horizontal recoil, which as you can see there, that was a triple headshot. You can hit some crazy shots. And you also got to keep in mind, you got 5.56 to make it a Galil. Like, it's literally just the Galil. Like, it was talked about for a little bit when people realized, oh wait, this has negative recoil. It doesn't have negative recoil, but people thought, oh, okay, bars barrel, it has negative recoil. It's only horizontal, it's not negative recoil. Negative would be like how big his recoil goes up and how big goes down. Next up, we have battle rifle, and I'm inclined to give this to either the AG3 or the G3. I think we'll give it to the G3, but there's good argument for the AG3 as well. People kind of forgot about the AG3 after it fell off because they nerfed it, but the G3 is also kind of, I don't know, it's kind of never been super in the meta. Even when people discovered how accurate it was with Hera and T-Break, it never really became like the biggest meta gun of all time, which is kind of interesting because I think it's great. After they nerfed the RPM on it, I kind of stopped using it, and that kind of is what most people did, but I might come back to it. I have nearly 7,000 kills on it. It is my high skill gun, and I really like the gun, and there's a reason behind it. It has a 2x headshot multi, so it can actually 2-shot headshot all ranges and kill with 1 head, 1 limb to like 120 studs. If you hit your heads, it does 80 headshot damage, which is really good. It used to fire and reload faster, but now it doesn't, which is kind of annoying, but like it still fires kind of fast, but not great. 540 RPM is really kind of especially for a battle rifle. It's actually like on the slower end now, which is annoying, and like it doesn't have the best handling with the Hera grip, but then you have the amazing recoil. So honestly, what they should have done is like changed Hera CQR or removed it on this gun and just like made the gun not different than it was before. But hey, I still do like the gun. It's just like a little bit different. What the frick are you doing? Okay. Most of the kills you also get with the gun are with headshots as well, because if you've tagged the player at all basically in close range, twice or even once, you can headshot them once and kill them, which is really good. You get a ton of headshot bonuses with this gun, which is super nice. Next up, we have carbine. This is going to the AK-12C. I've actually advocated for this gun for a long time, and now I actually really like the gun. Before I just thought, yeah, you should check this gun out. It's pretty good. But then they buffed 9mm on it, made it do 38 to 23 damage with the torso multi, so like 40 damage, 700 RPM, and a 1.9 second reload. I was like, what the frick? It reloads so quickly. It does like, you know, AK-47 damage, and it fires faster, and it has kind of less recoil than the AK-47. Definitely like it more than the AK. Like, it falls off a little bit harder over range than the AK, but like, ooh, that reload is so fast. Pretty good gun overall. Great gun with 9mm, but it's all right by default. Like, it does 36 versus like 42 with 9mm, and I really just prefer the faster reload as well. Next up, you have LMG, and this one is honestly going to be going to the M60. M60 used to be literally the best gun in the entire game. Since then, it has been nerfed like 4 times. Pretty soon, they're going to rebalance it once again, which is kind of interesting. They're giving it more RPM, but worse damage and range, and that should make it, honestly, a little bit better overall, in my opinion. I kind of like that little bit of extra RPM, but it's a great gun. It does pretty beefy damage, falls off pretty hard over range. It does 24 min, which is kind of meh, but it has a torso multi, so it can kind of 4-shot all ranges, and it does have a 100 stud max range, which is really good. So it can 2-shot headshot to like probably like 130 studs, 3-shot body really far as well. I see a couple like noobs using it, but I think for like just people in general, it's kind of fallen off a little bit harder than it should have. Now for PDW, we actually have the G36C, which is a gun that never really got super into the meta. I never really thought it was that great until 300 conversion came out, because if it doesn't have a 3-hit kill and it doesn't fire super fast, what's the point of using a PDW? But this has a 3-shot kill in close range, 40 studs, and it also has amazing walk speed with retracted stock. As you can see, like, this is so fast. One of the fastest guns for walk speed, primary or secondary, in the entire game, which is really good. And not only that, like, it can 3-shot kill, doesn't fire super fast, and it's got pretty good recoil, and yeah, the mobility is like the biggest thing here. Even though technically it's a carbine, G36C stands for carbine. It does what it does pretty good. It used to be able to 2-shot headshot, which I guess they thought was a little bit too good. 300 conversion was one of the most broken conversions they ever added to this game. Shotguns I'm going to be giving to the DBV-12. And this isn't super forgotten or anything, but basically none of the shotguns are forgotten. It's just that most people don't realize that this is what the frick? Who did I just kill? That this is probably one of the best shotguns in the entire game. Maybe better than the Saiga, at least in the current state of it. It does great with flechette. It has really good max damage. It has 250 RPM, a 10-round mag, super fast reload time, and it kills really well. what the frick, except there. But high rank players don't seem to like it at all. They use the Saiga. They used like the, actually, it's probably just the Saiga, let's be real. It just has a bit better damage. I'd say probably the Saiga's better for me. I prefer the RPM of the Saiga, but I can... What the frick? That guy just teleported through the floor. But I could see why somebody would prefer this over the Saiga 12. But the thing is, most people don't. So, like, maybe give it a try. If you're higher rank, like, just check it out again. See if you like it. You might like it more than the Saiga, you know? Like, a lot of people just tell you, use the Saiga 12. But I'm included in that. I think the Saiga 12 is one of the best shotguns, if not the best shotgun in the game. And this is maybe up there as well. Pretty much every DMR is underrated. I'm gonna be real, but I'd say, honestly, like, MSG 308 is kind of cracked. Also because they're gonna be nerfing the Beowulf TCR. This can one-shot headshot to 100 studs with this ammo type, two-shot to the limbs to about 110 as well. And almost two-shot at any range, but it can't unless you're hitting headshots. But it does have 80 headshot damage all ranges, which is pretty good. It also has great recovery speed, great velocity, and it's a great two-tapping DMR with only 10 rounds. The default ammo does have 20. This has the one-shot headshot, which is significantly better than a two-shot headshot, even if it only is like, you know, 4 more damage. It also has a significantly faster reload time of about 0.8 to 0.6 seconds, which is quite a bit faster. And it also has faster velocity, which is kind of good. All that stuff together makes it kind of a better gun. If you're reloading, it's significantly better because it's like half a second difference and you can really feel it. Like, look at that reload, that's great. But the one-shot headshot to 110 studs is the biggest thing here. The gun was kind of missing before. It had it in the first place, but then they removed it after they gave it a 20-round mag, but then they added this conversion to give you back a 10-round mag, but the headshot kill is actually better because it reloads faster than the old one and has better velocity and better RPM. So this is really, really good. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a direct upgrade for everybody because clearly there is something to be said about having a 20-round magazine versus having a 10, but for headshotting, this is super good. And the default ammo, you know, it's pretty good and also kind of underrated, but I don't see like anybody using this conversion when they're using the gun. The most forgotten sniper rifle definitely got to be the FT300, and definitely for good reason. This gun got actually demolished by the update that nerfed all the long barrels because it basically just made the gun kind of meh. Before, it was kind of like an intervention contender, same torso kill range of about 150 studs, but 10 bullets and the same RPM. If that was still in the game, sure, it would be like the best sniper rifle in the entire game. However, the intervention never had a long barrel to begin with. It could always one-shot torso to 150 studs. However, the FT300 was not so lucky. It did not have a 150 stud headshot kill range until you put on a very specific conversion that made it fall off a lot harder over range. And you also had to have the long barrel, and then they nerfed the long barrel. So then it got like a significantly worse torso killing range, like, I don't know, 110. The default ammo went from like 110 to like 80. And that really wasn't that great. So the gun became kind of irrelevant. It is finally gonna get a buff after months of being really bad, which I'm very excited about. I want to see if it becomes like super cracked or anything. Wow, that's a good shot. But let me know in the comments if you guys still use this gun. You don't. Most forgotten pistol, you're probably like, oh, that's the suppressed Makarov or the Ishvest PB or whatever. Actually, this is the normal Makarov. Do people actually use the normal Makarov? No. When this gun got added, people were super excited. I was excited. I was like, that's a cool gun. Then it was released and people realized, oh wait, it doesn't have like any kind of regular extended mag. It either has an 80 round drum or 8 rounds. Basically like a 1911 magazine, but you don't have like 1911 damage. The damage is kind of eh. They gave it a 12 round magazine, but even that is not that great. Then they bought the Ishvest in the test place and people were like, wow, that's the best pistol of all time, but no one cares about the Makarov. Then we got machine pistol. This one's pretty simple. It's the 93R. After you couldn't hyperburst this thing, nobody ever used it because why would they? It was slightly more difficult to use and didn't really have a ton to show for it. Still a great gun, but like, actually, it's pretty good. I talked about it a couple of videos ago. I can't remember which video it was, but I was like, wait a minute, this is actually pretty good. And yeah, it's actually still really good. Definitely fell off quite a bit, but it's still not like super trash. Most forgotten revolver is probably the Red Hawk. It's a pretty good gun. It can one shot to the head to pretty far, 3 shot to the limbs at any range. And for other, I guess it would go to the SAS. But yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm going to end the video here. That was the last 2. I don't really want to do any gameplay with them, but make sure to subscribe because I do videos literally every single day. If you want more videos just like this one, comment your video ideas down below, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day.